Hello everybody and welcome back to Motorsport Manager. We're heading into race 5 of the second season. We're going to, I think it's Belgium. The Belgium GP. So let's see how we fare in this race. We've made a good start to the season. We've not set the world on fire. Our car is still a little bit behind, one would say, where the rest of the field. But we have got an advantage that I've worked really hard on reliability. So I'm getting some results because of the fact that I'm outlasting the opposition, whose cars keep breaking down still at this point in the season. Their cars are fragile. I just wish my guys wouldn't go so far backwards at the start of a race. Obviously, I'm still trying to figure out the strategies for how to approach the races. I do start, I think, getting it together in the latter half of the season. Again, I've recorded the whole season and I'm now going back and editing and rendering each race as a video. And it's actually been a couple of weeks now since I recorded the last episode and edited and rendered the last episode, and it's been over a month since I actually recorded this footage, so I've actually kind of forgotten what happens. So as I'm recording and recording this commentary and doing the edit in Vegas, I'm actually watching this again for almost what it feels like the first time. Okay, we've got a crashed car. Ida John's daughter has crashed. The safety car is out. No, we're not going to pit for the safety car because it's only lap 2. We're just going to change our strategy, go very conservative on the tyres and the fuel. So yeah, an early safety car doesn't really help me in terms of my race strategy. Because no one's going to pit basically on lap 2. Had it occurred around lap 8 or 9, then maybe it's worth thinking about pitting, changing the tyres and refueling, taking advantage. But I'm not going to gain anything by pitting at this point in time, because I'm not going to be able to put any more fuel in the cars, really refuel the cars. So it's a case of just follow the snake now, follow the train of cars around whilst they clear away that car, and then the safety car hopefully will peel in and we can get racing again in a couple of moments time. Sorry, I'm just trying to open a carton of apple juice and that was quite tough. Just having my breakfast whilst I record this. Committed professional YouTuber. Anything but. I'm actually trying something new today in terms of editing these videos. I'm trying to actually set it up so I've got 6 episodes edited on one timeline in Vegas, and then I'm going to set up my loop regions and actually try and use Vegas's built-in batch rendering facility to output all the files in one go, which is a feature I didn't know existed until a couple of days ago. So I'm going to give that a try, because that might be very helpful to me as far as producing videos for my channel, if I can render 6 or 7 videos in one go. And then I can obviously get them uploaded in one session as well to YouTube and get them scheduled. That would make my life a lot easier. it does mean I've got to sit here today at this point in time and record and edit commentary on 6 episodes, which, given that each episode's around about sort of 30 odd minutes long, means I'm going to be sat here for a couple of hours. See, normally what I would do is I would load up Vegas, pull in my video, do my edits, record my commentary, save it, and then obviously render that video, and then I would load up the next, if you like, Vegas window, pull in the video, edit it, record the commentary, render that one out, and it's just, you know, it's a lot of repetitive time tasks. Whereas in how I'm recording today, I've got all the video in one timeline, just obviously with a space between. I'm going to do the edits and commentary for each section, and then set up my render windows or regions, and then hopefully batch out putting it in one go, which will make things a lot easier. And whilst we're under the safety car, I can talk about this sort of stuff because, you know, the race has been neutralised. Nothing's happening. Although we are about to get back underway again. So the safety car's heading into the garage at the end of this lap, so we will be back racing. Obviously going to increase the strategy, get them going on full attack, get them burning the fuel. We want to try and make up some positions, because being 18th and 19th is not where we want to be. Although again, we are at Milan, which is definitely not a circuit that suits us because we are so down in power. Our engines, our top speed is so lacking. The long straights here and that. No, this isn't Milan, is it? This is Belgium. Why am I thinking Milan? I don't know, I'm confused. No, this is Belgium. This is round 5. I think it's because I said Milan because that's the last video that I've imported into this Vegas session, which I think is round 10. I think it's something like round 10 of the series. Hopefully we can get some positions. We can jump some cars. I think I mentioned in my previous videos that, you know, the way my car turned out for this season wasn't mind-blowing. So I kind of made a good start at the start of the season, and then I'm kind of just desperately trying to hang on in the latter half of the season to my position, my championship position, because I just can't compete with the other cars and their development in the second half of the season. So I managed to get some good results and good points at the start of the season when all the other cars are struggling with their reliability and stuff, and now I'm just kind of trying to pick up the best results I can and hope that I don't fall below my targeted expectations for the season. It's a shame when it's like that. It's a bit, in kind of some ways, it's a bit, reminds me a bit of the season when Brawn in Formula 1, when Brawn obviously won the World Championship, when Jenson Button won his World Championship. The fact that they caught everybody by surprise at the start of the season and obviously won a lot of races in that early part of that season until everybody got their head round the rule changes and got their development back on track and basically closed the performance gap. And then Obviously the bigger teams like your McLarens, your Ferraris and that at the time then sort of overtook Brawn, and it was then a case towards the end of that season where Brawn were basically just hanging on, and like I say, Jenson Button was like trying to hang on for his championship, drivers' championship. So yeah, that's how I feel my season's going at this point in season 2. And obviously something we're going to see later on in the season as well is what happens, because obviously my drivers' contracts are up for renewal at the end of this season, and unfortunately I think they are too good for my team, to the point where they're not going to want to re-sign for me unless I'm going to throw stupid money at them, which could be very bad. And I think I make the mistake. I probably should have let the drivers go at the end of this season and then signed some drivers that are probably more appropriate for the European Racing Series, and save my cash flow and use that for car development and facility development. But I think I end up screwing up. I think I get into a position at the end of this season where one of my drivers goes because they won't renew with me or won't negotiate with me, and I end up signing the other one who's on a ridiculous contract, and then I go into season 3 and I'm starting to think to myself, I may have messed that up. So you'll have to forgive me at the end of this season, season 2, when I get there, because what I may do is actually roll back my save. I know people don't like it when you do that sort of thing. When you're playing games, they don't like people who save scum or whatever like that. But I'm thinking, if I'm going to be carrying on this this series, you know, into the long term, I probably will have to roll back my save a little bit and get back to the point where I'm sort of going to be negotiating with the drivers, if I can, if I've got the saves available, and basically don't re-sign them. Because the problem is as well, I get into season 3 and then I realise my mistake, the error that I've made, and of course I can't even sack the driver, I can't fire him, because the cost to break his contract is like 10 million. And it's like, damn, that's going to even sacking him is going to bankrupt me. But I'm in a position, it's a tough position to be in, you know, because it's basically like, okay, fair enough, I've got this driver signed, he's a good driver, he's going to get me results in races, but I now don't have any financial wiggle room I can't do any car development in season 3, which could be very bad, because I'm actually in a position where I could be challenging for and potentially winning the championship. This race is just going very steady, just very steady, not setting Belgium on fire. We're in 12th place. Lara's sort of loitering around the back of the field. I'm well outside my sponsor's objective, which is not good. Definitely not where you want to be. Because I'm obviously not going to get any money if the positions stay like this. Could start to benefit from a few retirements now from the opposition drivers and teams. Could do with some failures. Mechanical failures, come on. Santa Ana's normally good for a failure. Dembele as well could always help me out with failing and breaking down. Antonov is another guy that sometimes falls apart in races. My brakes are failing. That's nice to know. So I'm going to end up having a long pit stop at some point in the race to repair those. Somehow Lara's managed to overtake Webb and I missed that. Chu's retired. Doesn't really affect me. He was behind me anyway. I think Harry's struggling with the brakes. He's starting to lose a lot of ground on Lara. And he's not being able to pull away from the cars behind him. Right, let's pit him. We've got 6 laps remaining after this. Let's give him some fuel. Are we gonna fix it? Yeah, we're gonna fix the brakes. We're gonna fix his brakes. Lara's come in and pitted. We're gonna pull Harry in then on the next lap. He's only got 5 laps remaining after this. We're definitely fixing his brakes as they are in shocking condition. Good stop. Good stop. And we can pretty much push now right to the end and be very aggressive. Everyone's pretty much running their engines conservatively, which is going to be massive. I'm going to have a big performance advantage now over them if I'm running in full-on overtake mode. It's just whether I can catch the cars in front of me, you know. Pit stops might help. If the other team's pit, which looks doubtful, to be fair, at this stage of the race, there's probably not going to be any pit stops. Of course it's only a 22 lap race, so yeah, pretty much 11th and 12th is where I'm going to finish unless there's some demotions. Because of part infringements and stuff, so I've missed out on my sponsor's objective again in this race. That's not good. That is not good. Mediocre race this. Very mediocre. Must do better. C- I would give for this race. If I had to rate it and give it a grade. What I don't want to do is run out of fuel on the last lap, of course. Oh, which looks like Lara is going to do. No, 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 no. That was bad timing. Very bad timing on that one. She ran out of fuel. Still not quite getting my timings right on that, and that could seriously cost me in later races. Am I going to be illegal? No, I'm not. I think because I'm only running very low risk, I'm running one low risk part on each car, so I shouldn't potentially get pulled up, but it's always a risk. I'm still third in the championship, which is good. Still meeting my expectations, or exceeding my expectation, my pre-season forecast. But obviously, as that race showed, we are now in the real difficult part of the season. The struggle is real. Because the other cars are starting to get on top of their reliability, which means I'm not gaining positions from having them retiring. That race hurt me. That cost me $1 million. Nearly $1 million. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, as they say. Good thing is we're getting our HQ upgraded. There's only a few bits and pieces we haven't built yet. The tour centre would be nice to build that, because that then generates me an income. I actually get to make some money each race from having a tour centre. Do I invest in upgrading any buildings? Test track would be useful, because that obviously improves my engine. Again, another one of these post-race interviews where they ask me the same questions every race, trying to put the cat amongst the pigeons with my drivers and unsettle them and unbalance them by asking me if I would be interested in signing opposition drivers. And yeah, they need to fix that. PlaySport need to just spend a bit of time overhauling this aspect of the game, and modifying it and changing it and making it a bit more in-depth and a bit more maybe RPG-ish. It would be nice. Less repetitive, you know. Increase what you can be at, the number of questions you could be asked, and the consequences of the answers you give. But for now, this is the end of this video. So be sure to join me in the next episode, which I'll be recording in a couple of seconds, but it'll probably be a few days before you see it.